Could we have everyone take their seats, please?
What's the order?
And
So we start with the anthem.
we thought start with the
And then
anthems.
sing, okay.
Yeah.
Did I come to say hello?
No, then you're a little bit later. You'll hear me.
Okay.
You'll hear me introduce. Yeah. Could we have everybody take their seats, please? We're about to begin. The procession comes after the... Good evening, everyone. If you're able, could you please rise as the 2025 Kavod Award recipients enter the sanctuary, and please remain standing for O Canada and Hatikva, performed by Lila Chizik and accompanied by Rabbi Mas on the piano. While the honorees are taking their seats, I just want to mention that this year you will notice we've added live closed captioning, and we appreciate your patience and understanding regarding any misspelled words or names. And at this time, I would also remind you if you could mute your phones. Thank you. Thank you, Lila and Rabbi Mas. Please be seated. My name is Paula Parks, and if you were here last year, it's me again. I am the chair of the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, as well as your MC for this evening. It is wonderful to see all of you in person and to welcome those joining us virtually via live stream. And please note, if you are watching live stream, I am much taller in person. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Her Honor, Lieutenant Governor Anita Neville, as well as Mike Moroz, MLA for River Heights, and Minister of Innovation and New Technology, and Carla Compton, MLA for Tuxedo. I would like to recognize that we are gathered on Treaty 1 territory, the homeland of the Métis, and the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Dakota, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dene, and Inuit peoples. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. May we live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with its peoples. We are very thankful to have such a great turnout as we pay tribute to the wonderful volunteer leaders who make a huge difference within our community. As the representative body of the Winnipeg Jewish community, the Federation's mandate is to build and sustain a strong and secure and connected community rooted in Jewish values. As we begin tonight's program, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the current situation in Israel. The conflict between Israel and Iran has entered a dangerous and uncertain phase. And while none of us want more war, more violence, or more loss of life, we also understand the implications of not acting in the face of a growing threat. Israel didn't choose this war. It was pushed into it by a regime in Tehran that has spent decades funding terror, targeting civilians, and calling for the destruction of the world's only Jewish state. The same regime that used its proxies to carry out the atrocities of October 7th, 2023. Amid this ongoing crisis, we must not lose sight of the 53 hostages who remain in captivity in Gaza. Their continued absence is a source of pain and urgency for the Jewish people, and we will not stop calling for their safe return. Bring them home now. Indeed, this weighs heavily on us, but it also reminds us of the importance of unity, of building strong, vibrant Jewish communities, both abroad and right here at home. And closer to home, we faced our share of recent hardships. Wildfires in Manitoba have displaced families and devastated communities. And once again, our Jewish community stepped up, donating funds, clothing, essentials, because it was the right thing to do. That's what tonight, at its heart, is about: responsibility. The kind of responsibility that doesn't always make headlines, that doesn't always come with recognition, but that keeps our community strong year after year, decade after decade. This week, we have a meaningful opportunity to live up to that responsibility through a new campaign we've just launched called Giving Jewish, Giving Chai. It's a chance for all of us to give back in the spirit of arevut, mutual responsibility, and support the vibrant Jewish life we're so fortunate to be part of. With a gift of just $18 or any amount that holds meaning for you, you're giving life to the organizations that nurture Jewish education, care for the vulnerable, inspire identity and belonging, and bring Jewish values to life in every corner of our city. As the QR code comes up on the screen, we invite you to take a moment, if you're able, to be part of this community-wide effort The QR code will also appear at the end of tonight's event. I don't know how fast everybody is with their phone. And just as giving sustains our institutions, so does the act of doing. Volunteerism is the quiet engine that keeps Jewish life humming in Winnipeg. It's what sustains our agencies, nurtures our children, supports our seniors, uplifts those in crisis, and connects us to our tradition and one another. The individuals that we're honoring tonight lead, build, and create ripple effects that are felt far beyond the organizations they support. They remind us that Jewish life is not something we inherit passively. It's something we actively shape with our time, our energy, and our hearts. In a world that feels increasingly uncertain, these are the people who give us something to believe in, who help make sure that the next generation inherits a community that thrives. So thank you to those we honor tonight, and to all of you who continue to give of yourselves so generously. May this evening be a source of pride, gratitude, and inspiration for what we can accomplish when we come together in unity and in strength. I'd like to now call upon Rabbi Mas. Where is he? Oh, here he comes. Okay, of Congregation Shaarey Zedek, who will bring greetings.
Thank you, Paula. Shalom, good evening, everyone. On behalf of Congregation Shaarey Zedek, it's a true honor to welcome you to this beautiful Kavod evening, where we gather to celebrate the volunteers and leaders who make our community strong. This week has been heavy for the Jewish people as Israel faces new threats. And yet, even in these painful and uncertain times, we gather tonight with purpose, because what gives us strength is not only our resilience, it's our unity. It's our shared values, and it's the people who quietly lead, serve, and support our community day in and day out. Tonight, we honor them. The Hebrew word kavod means honor, but our tradition teaches us that honor is not something to chase, it's something to earn. And while the word kavod can sometimes be used sarcastically for those who seek attention, tonight's honorees are the opposite. They didn't ask for recognition. They simply showed up again and again with commitment, humility, and heart. That's why the kavod they receive tonight is so well-deserved. They reflect the best of our values, and we are all better for their leadership and dedication. So Mazal Tov to all of you being recognized. Thank you for the kavod you bring to the community. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Rabbi. I'd like to express our gratitude to RBC, which has been our generous supporter of Kavod for over 10 years. We are grateful to have representatives from RBC with us this evening, Stephen Conzi, Regional Vice President, Financial Planning, and several wonderful volunteers who you might have met coming in from RBC who are helping with tonight's event, Radha Katuru, Jaylin He, Arminda Rosa, and Dmitry Burakov. It is now my pleasure to invite Stephen to bring greetings on behalf of RBC.
Thank you, Paula. Good evening. We at RBC are honored to once again be a part of this extraordinary celebration of volunteers and community leaders, those who generously do what I like to call the heart work in our community. Last September, when this community came together, we at RBC spoke with a heavy heart about the very different place our world and this community found itself in. We shared our challenge in times like these of finding the right words to capture what's in our hearts and weighing heavy on our minds. And then, this past January, I heard the words of Israeli-American citizen Keith Siegel's family as they watched his release from captivity live on television. They said, so simply and yet so powerfully, I can breathe again. I think we have all been holding our collective breath over the past couple of years, perhaps even longer, and that continues to this very day. And that is my wish for all of you this evening, is to breathe again. Enabling this are the many examples set by those being honored here this evening. They give our world oxygen through the footprints they leave and the openness of their hearts. We celebrate them for leaning into their compassion and kindness so that we all may stand a little taller while breathing in their example. On behalf of RBC and each of my colleagues here this evening, I would like to share our appreciation to the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg for creating this gathering place year after year where we can come together to share and celebrate the stories that fill our hearts. We are grateful to the organizing committee and volunteers for your time and talent. We proudly celebrate all of the nominees and award recipients this evening for setting the pace, navigating the path, and providing us this moment in time to take pride and exhale. Thank you, and enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much, Stephen. With outstanding leadership, our campaign would not have reached such great heights this year. The generosity and commitment of Winnipeg's Jewish community have shone, demonstrating our support for Jewish people here at home and around the world. We are grateful to our donors who contributed to this year's CJA, resulting in an outstanding $6,949,618 raised. I'm sure they didn't arrange the 18 just special at the end of that number. I'm sure it was all very well accounted for, I'm sure. A huge thank you to our campaign co-chairs, Darrell Levy, Gavin Rich, top donor chair, Daphna Shore, women's philanthropy co-chairs, Janet Froelich and Gayla Gutman, Line of Judah co-chairs, Daniela Jacobson and Jessica Kogan, Ben Gurion Society Chair, Brian Hack, Genesis Winnipeg chairs, Naomi Kirschenblatt and Tessa Weinberg, our tireless, many of whom are sitting at the back, our tireless staff of Federation, and everyone who canvassed on behalf of CJA this past year. You truly made a world of difference. I'd like to now welcome Carrie Shankro, Senior Vice Chair of the Federation, to the Bema to make a presentation to our outgoing CJA chairs, Darrell Levy, Gavin Rich, Daphna Shore, and I don't think Janet is here tonight, but if you'll step up. As we've reflected tonight, the events of October 7th changed everything, not just for Israelis, but for Jews around the world. In the wake of the attacks, our community stepped up in remarkable ways, raising funds, mobilizing support, and showing once again that Winnipeg's Jewish community stands with Israel not only in words, but in action. Tonight we're fortunate, very fortunate, as timing would have it, to be joined by Sarah Mawley, Director General of Jewish Federations of Canada, United Israel Appeal in Israel, who will provide us with a first-hand understanding of how that action has translated into real, tangible support on the ground in Israel. Throughout her nearly three-decade career, Sarah has led change processes in Canada, Israel, and Europe, driven by her belief in uniting communities to build strong relationships and generate collective impact. In recognition of her leadership following October 7th, Ynet named Sarah one of the 3 most influential women at the forefront of philanthropy to Israel in 2024. Since then, she has led a $50 million pan-Canadian funding initiative, including government and partner matching for the Galilee Panhandle, the Canadian Coast-to-Coast Partnership Region. Sarah holds academic credentials from the London School of Economics and Hebrew University, as well as professional certification in organizational consulting and adaptive leadership from the Harvard Kennedy School. She serves on the boards of the Jewish Agency for Israel's Victim of Terror Fund and the Israeli Institute for Adaptive Leadership. A writer, public speaker, and leadership development specialist, and a very nice person, Sarah lives in Jerusalem with her family. I'd like you all to give Sarah a very warm Winnipeg welcome.
Very nice person was the best bit of all of that, I thought. Good evening. I'm so honored to be here. I was very emotional during both of your anthems, particularly the Hatikva. It's an honor to be here with all of you in a city where the Jewish heart beats strong and where solidarity travels far beyond geography. I visited schools today and saw your children so connected to their Jewish identity, honoring their diversity, engaged constantly with Israel, winning awards, singing in Hebrew. I see the beauty of your community, its connectedness to Israel, your relationship with one another, and I'm humbled to be here with you tonight. Only a mere 2 hours ago, missiles rained on Israel. My children said they'd never felt or heard such booms. They physically felt the booms. A missile fell, as far as I know, in Jerusalem and in the Sharon region. 24 have been killed, hundreds have been injured, thousands have lost their homes only since Thursday night. Israel has risen like a lion to remove the greatest existential threat to Israel and the West in our lifetimes. Israel is not simply defending herself, but pushing back against a regime that seeks to annihilate not only our people, but the values of the West and of humanity itself. This is a fight for survival. It is a fight for the state of Israel, our homeland, and a fight for the Jewish people as a whole. And it is carried on not only by medics, social workers, our men and women on the front lines, but by families, professionals, volunteers, and yes, our partners in philanthropy. So in that vein, and since this is an awards night, I want to, with a little Israeli chutzpah, give out some awards for some special people in Israel. And we've got, I think there's a screen and there'll be some slides. I think someone's doing, is there a slide person? Okay, we're good. Thanks, Abby. But these are not, they're not in the room, these people, but they're on behalf of the people in this room, because it's your philanthropic dollars, your emergency funds that created the ability for these Israelis from the Galilee Panhandle, your partner community, for nearly 30 years, to have the courage to do the work and be carried by your generosity. So I don't know what's on the screen, but I think it's there because you looked. Is that right? Okay. First to Dr. Arik. This is Arik. He heads up this, I think it's both there, the psychiatric clinic in Kiryat Shmona. The community of Kiryat Shmona numbered approximately 23,000 people, were evacuated to over 300 hotels after October 7th. Because of the Hezbollah attacks and because of what was happening in the north and for fear of their lives. Dr. Arik and his team went to the hotels, went to the communities that these people were in, hotel rooms the size of the corner of this stage, with families in that lived there for 10, 12 months, children that were dispersed from there. Oh, you're helping me do it. Thank you, Rabbi.
You can't control it, but you can see it.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind. And he looked after those children in dispersion. Now, those children, this is a psychiatric clinic only for children from 10 to 18-year-olds. He's looking after them, having come back. They have moved houses 4, 5, 6 times. They've lived in contained spaces. They have not seen their peers. They didn't know when they were going to come back. And these children are experiencing severe psychiatric and psychological difficulties. He was under-resourced and overwhelmed, and your philanthropic dollars help him do his work. He is an amazing person, and I wanted him and the picture of him and his clinic, albeit sad-looking, and it will look better because we're helping him make it look better, to animate this room so that you can feel the work that he does because of your generosity. Second, and we're going to change the slide, I'd like you to see these children. These children have come back to the north, to their homes. The slide on the side with the bouncy castle in the background are children that were celebrating Shavuot. And this was a really good picture because everything else was a balagan. The kids were running back and forth, there were balloons, there were wild kids, jumpy castles, everybody making a lot of noise and a lot of mess, but really beautiful to see. Those children were looked after because of your emergency campaign dollars all the way through evacuation. For over a year, they weren't alone. You helped them with social workers, you helped them have kindergartens, you helped them have day schools in dispersion when they didn't have homes, they didn't know what was going to happen to their homes, and they had no idea when they would come back. And they've come back, and they've come back because you created the connectivity, the constancy, the relationship, and the empowerment to help them come home. The group of musicians, young musicians, on the other side of the screen are a mix of 2 groups of children. One group of children is from the Druze village of Majd al-Shams. Majd al-Shams was the Druze village that was decimated because of a Hezbollah missile that landed in a football court and killed 16 children. That community is super interconnected and all families live and interact with each other. So half of the children here have lost somebody that they love. The other half of the group are from Rosh Pinna, who weren't evacuated, but experienced a huge amount of missile attacks perpetually over the last, for 12 months until the ceasefire. They played music together. I asked them, what's special about this, about being in this orchestra? And one Arab boy had to be translated, one Druze boy said in Arabic, excuse me, he said, I can play music by myself, but it sounds much, much better when we all play it together. And it was so simple and so profound. And they gave me strength just coming to see the beauty of their harmonies. Another little girl raised her hand and said, I wanted to give up. It was so hard. And I tried again and again and again, and I'm so pleased I didn't give up. And I think about all that these kids have gone through and their hardships and their torment, and they can play music. And they can love each other, and they recognize how beautiful that is. And I'm proud that your work has helped them do that. The next slide, please. Yeah, next slide. Thank you. This is Carmela. Carmela, this is Carmela. She is a woman who was evacuated too. She lived in a hotel room. Her husband passed away 2 weeks before October 7th, and she finished her shloshim, her mourning period, in a hotel in Tel Aviv. And you can see her hotel room on the left side of the screen. It looks like a sukkah, actually, but it's a different kind of temporary dwelling. It was her hotel room. She couldn't bear the bare walls, so she painted and put flags up and put pictures of fallen soldiers and jewelry, and she made the room her own. She baked cakes for people in the hotel. She forced them to go to activities, and she kept her community together. I met her in Tel Aviv, and I said to her, when you come home, I'm going to come and visit you. And she said, when you come, I'm going to bake you a cake, and we're going to sit and have cake in my home. I tell that story, and you can see us being reunited, and she kept those paintings that were part of workshops that were funded by this community up in her home when she returned. And I tell this story because of the resilience of the Israeli people, and also about the fact that our philanthropy, because of the relationship with the North, is there in the past, it's there in the present, and it will be there in the future. We will always be there for Israel. We're going to skip the next slide. We're going to move to something a little bit more personal. Philanthropy is about relationship, not only giving to others, but being with them. And this is what I wanted to show you with these slides. And now I want to give you a little insight into my life and the little acts of goodness that are going on literally back home. My daughter Carmel has been working in intelligence since October 7th, quietly, relentlessly trying to locate the bodies of hostages in Gaza. That's her job. She weaves together surveillance footage, technology, military activity, trying to do the impossible. When I last spoke to her, she was depleted, almost despairing. Even so, she didn't lose hope, and she really endeavored to succeed. Last week, she led the intelligence mission to bring Yair Yaakov back. And I think about her, my little girl. She's 23. This wasn't planned for her. This wasn't her job. But this was a job she took on to help the Jewish people, to help Israel. And yes, he was not alive, but he wasn't abandoned. And in a war like this, that matters. She didn't cheer, she just exhaled, like breathing, she just exhaled and went back to work the next day, because that's what we do. Not because it's easy, but because these are our people, and that's what we do for them. And finally, a little kind of sweet story. It's a bit romantic, and you'll forgive me, perhaps indulge me, since I don't know when I'm going to go back home to Israel. So my husband has been serving. He's not young, but there are a lot of people his age also serving because of the reserve duty. Everybody has been called up. There are close to 500,000 people on reserve duty in Israel today. And he was in Gaza, in Rafah, on the evening that I was supposed to leave to come here to Canada on Wednesday night. That's the punchline, but you can see it now. And he said, I can't come. They won't let me out. I'm not going to be able to come out. And about 7:30, Dima, a Ukrainian who's in his unit, said, come on, I'll take you out. I need to get you to your wife. So he took a vehicle, and they're not entirely supposed to do this. He brought someone else with him, and he drove him out of Rafah, just outside to the border of Gaza in Israel. And as soon as he got out, a car stopped and said, and there was an Israeli soldier in the car, and he said, come, I'm going to take you. And this soldier looked extremely decrepit. He had been in a battle in Khan Yunis. He'd been trying to save 2 of his soldiers in Khan Yunis who had been severely wounded. And I don't want to describe how he looked, but he looked terrible. And he'd literally just come out. And my husband started talking to him and said, where did you go to school? What do you do? He said, I didn't really go to school. And my husband said, why? He said, because when I was 5 years old, my brother was killed in a terrorist attack. And here's a soldier in the IDF fighting to save lives of his compatriots, and he himself is a brother of a victim of terror. These are the scar tissues that we carry with us. Anyway, he drove my husband to Jerusalem as close as he could. My husband jumped out of the car, and 2 seconds later, a cab stopped. And he said, come, I'll take you to wherever you need to go. My husband said, but I have no money. He said, don't worry, I'm going to take you, doesn't matter. Just say, Moti ha'Ethiopi lakach otcha. Moti, the Ethiopian cab driver, took you. And he gets him in the car, and he drives him, and he takes him straight to Elazar ben Yair, my road, drops him off at the house. The shortest time that anyone has come from Rafah in the heart of Gaza to Yerushalayim, because of small acts of kindness, good people, perseverance, connection, and deep, deep, deep generosity. And that was the punchline, but you see it now. Just in time to say goodbye. That tiny moment, fragile and real, reminding me what all this is for. In the midst of war, what saves us is not just strategy, it's each other. And so what does all this have to do with an awards night? I think everything. Because awards are not just honors, they are stepping stones to legacy. They are a public mark of a private truth that we matter to one another, that someone helped us get here, that we leave a mark by showing up again and again. This has been a brutal year, and each one of us has scar tissue. And yes, physical scar tissue only grows back 70%, but emotional scar tissue, that makes us stronger, that makes us more connected, that makes us more proud of who we are, more bonded. And in that spirit, I'll end with the words of Israeli poet Dalia Kaveh, a poem that reminds us that legacy is not built in grand gestures, but in quiet strength, passed down through generations. Like a Russian matryoshka, the doll that's in the doll that's in the doll. One doll inside the other, they are enfolded in me, my mother and my grandmother, and the mother of her mother and her grandmother, all the generations, a quiet row of women and men, like a spine of strength. You, all of you here, award recipients, are a part of that spine. We stand strong, we stand defiant, fueled by our love and devotion for community, for the Jewish people, and for the people of Israel. Thank you for all you do from the bottom of my heart. Am Yisrael Chai.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for your insights, for being you, for the critical work that you and your team continue to do on the ground in Israel. It's a reminder that our support here in Winnipeg echoes far beyond our borders, and that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. The Kavod evening is our way of thanking the exceptional leaders who have made our community what it is today. Kavod is the Hebrew word for honor and respect. To give kavod is to give attention and respect to someone who is a good citizen and role model for the rest of the community. This evening's honorees most certainly embody these qualities. We begin this year's Kavod Award presentations with the second time for Jerry Kaufman's Combined Jewish Appeal Award. Jerry of blessed memory was a former campaign director of the Combined Jewish Appeal, a dedicated member of our community who contributed significantly to the Federation's fundraising efforts. His expertise in fundraising, combined with his creative and energetic approach, earned him admiration and reverence. Jerry, who sadly passed away in 2004, left an indelible mark on the Federation, the community, and all who knew him. We honor his legacy with this special award, to be presented annually to an individual, or tonight to individuals, who have made a significant contribution to the campaign through volunteer work. I'd like to welcome Jerry's daughter, Jody Kaufman, and Rochelle Kaufman, Jerry's wife, to the bema to present the award to this year's recipients, Mira and Martin Buchwald. Martin and Mira Buchwald have been longtime champions of the Combined Jewish Appeal, dedicating decades of leadership, energy, and heart to building a stronger Jewish community. Mira's involvement with CJA began many years ago, inspired by the values instilled in her by her parents. She has held numerous leadership roles within the Women's Division, serving as vice president, leading various campaign categories, and stepping up as co-chair of Super Sunday, not once, but 3 times. Her warmth and quiet determination helped energize countless volunteers and inspired others to give and get involved. Mira has also brought her voice and perspective to the board of the Winnipeg Jewish Community Council, now known as the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, where she served for 7 years on various key committees. And I remember that you worked with my mother as well. So. Martin's dedication to CJA has been equally steadfast. In 1998, his long-standing commitment to CJA was recognized with the Shem Tov Award, a reflection of his impact and deep sense of responsibility to our community. Over his decades of volunteerism, he has helped shape the direction of multiple community institutions, including the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education and the Canadian Friends of Hebrew University. He has also served as president of the Manitoba Federation of Independent Schools. Together, Martin and Mira have modeled what it means to be generous with time, leadership, and heart. Their legacy through their work for the Combined Jewish Appeal has strengthened the foundation of Jewish life in Winnipeg for generations to come. Mazel tov to both of you. You want just, oh, there we go. Our evening will now continue with the presentation of our 2025 Shem Tov Award winners. A Baal Shem Tov is one with a good reputation, a person whose qualities and good deeds give them a good name in society, a good name that lives on forever. In 1996, the Jewish Federation established the Shem Tov Awards to honor those volunteers who throughout the years contributed countless hours of their time to enhance and improve the services provided by our partner agencies. Each recipient will receive a beautiful handcrafted glass sculpture with their name and organization engraved with the Federation logo, a stylized menorah that symbolizes our history heritage, and light for the future. As I call the name of the agency and its award recipient, I invite the presenter and honoree to come to the center of the bima. Please remain on the bima while I say a few words about each of the honorees. I'd like to welcome Robin Avery, Executive Director of Aleph Bet Child Life Enrichment Program, who will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Christina Lau. Christina has been a dedicated member of the Aleph Bet Child Life Enrichment Program's Board of Directors since 2023. She began as a member at large and now serves as secretary, finding great meaning in supporting both the staff and children who benefit from the program. With over a decade of community volunteering experience, Christina believes in the power of working together to make a difference. She and her husband, Corrado, are proud parents to Rocco and Eva, who attend Aleph Bet. Together, they enjoy family activities, travel, and gardening, while instilling in their children the values of service and community. Thank you, Christina, and Mazel Tov. I'd like to welcome Eliza Milo, Co-Camp Director of Programs at BB Camp, who will present this year's Shem Tov Award. Accepting on behalf of the recipient, Stephen London, is his daughter, Maya London. Stephen was unfortunately unable to be with us this evening. Stephen has been involved with B'nai B'rith Camp for over 16 years as a dedicated board member and recently returned as its chair. His BB Camp journey began at the age of 10 and continued through to the eve of his wedding, including a 2-stint year as camp director. Camp played a formative role in Stephen's life, and his lay leadership is a way of giving back to ensure its continued excellence. A partner at Pitt Blado LLP, Stephen and his wife Leah have 3 children, one of whom is here tonight, all proud BB Camp lifers. Stephen continues to give back, ensuring that BB Camp remains one of North America's leading Jewish summer camps for generations to come. I'll say it to you, Mazel Tov, Stephen. If you don't mind relaying that, that would be lovely. Thank you. Daniel Sprintz, Executive Director of Camp Masad, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Perry Rubenfeld. Perry's connection to Camp Masad spans nearly 6 decades and has shaped much of his life. He first arrived in 1965 as the youngest camper on site and never looked back, returning year after year as a camper, staff member, assistant director, and later as camp director from 1993 to 1995. A lifelong educator and physical education specialist, an amazing juggler. Perry is now in his 46th year of teaching. He returned to camp as volunteer medical officer in 2022, and after beating cancer in 2023, he's back again this summer. At 69, Perry says, "There's no better place to spend a summer than Masad." Thank you, Perry. Mazel Tov. Nikki Spiegelman, President of Gwen Sector Creative Living Center, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Wendy Dane. Wendy has been a devoted Meals on Wheels volunteer for over a decade, offering much more than just meal deliveries. She brings warmth, kindness, and connection to members of our community. Her late friend, and I also knew him, Louis Kolish, who deeply valued their friendship, was especially excited for tonight. Wendy's volunteer spirit was inspired by her parents, Phil and Pearl Schuster, longtime Meal on Wheels volunteers in Beausejour. Whether visiting, cooking, running errands, or simply listening, Wendy is driven by a desire to make people feel cared for. She looks forward to continuing her work with Gwen Sector for years to come. Mazel tov, Wendy. Al Benarosh, President and CEO of Jewish Child and Family Service, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Dr. Jennifer Ritter. Jennifer began volunteering with JCFS in 2015 and joined the board in 2016, serving on key committees including Operational Review, HR, Strategic Planning, and most recently as co-chair of the Addictions Recovery Center Committee. For the past 2 years, she served as vice president, offering invaluable insight, leadership, and dedication to JCFS mission. A clinical psychologist with a PhD in psychology and community health services, Jennifer's professional expertise greatly enriched the board's discussion and decisions. She currently works in child and youth treatment services with Shared Health. A devoted mother of twin daughters, Jennifer feels honored to give back to the community. Thank you, Jennifer, and Mazel Tov. Harlan Abels, Vice President of the Jewish Heritage Center of Western Canada, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Bert Schaefer. Bert Schaefer has been a dedicated volunteer in Winnipeg's Jewish and broader community for decades. A father of 3 and grandfather of 7, Bert has contributed extensively to the Jewish Heritage Center, including artifact donations, archival cataloging, and digitization projects. His volunteerism began in his teens and has spanned roles with the Jewish Community Council, Jewish education boards, and synagogues. Today, he serves as treasurer of the Yachad Couples Unit of Bnei B'rith, secretary of the Manitoba Camera Club, I hope these pictures come out well, and volunteers with Siloam Mission and JCFS. For Bert, being a mensch means giving time, not just money. Mazel tov, Bert. Miriam Saitman of Temple Shalom will present the 2025 Irma Penn School of Jewish Learning Shem Tov Award to Ruth Livingston. Ruth is a retired inner-city teacher with extensive experience in equity work through the Manitoba Teachers Society. A dedicated parent and grandparent, she is also a watercolor painter, quilter, and a 40-year volunteer with the Winnipeg Folk Festival, and I'm sure I've seen you at many, because I've been there lots myself. Ruth has served multiple terms as president of Temple Shalom, where she has taken on roles including liaising with the cemetery and Chesed Shalemis, organizing food for events, teaching bat mitzvah and adult Hebrew classes, managing the website, and leading services. She is also recording secretary for ARZA Canada and serves on the Canadian Zionist Federation Board. Mazel tov, Ruth. Rob Berkowitz, Executive Director of Rose and Max Rady Jewish Community Center, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Dawn Haid. Dawn joined the Rady JCC Board of Directors in late 2018. He has participated on various committees, served as board president from 2022 to 2024, and is currently immediate past president. He recently represented Rady on the Jewish Federation Board of Directors for a 2-year term. Dawn works in financial services, where he has spent most of his career in banking and corporate strategy roles. Outside of work, Dawn enjoys spending time with his family, his partner Maddie, his parents Elspeth and Harry, and especially his younger brother Ben, who has Down syndrome. Mazel Tov, Dawn. Al Benarosh again. As chair of the board of the Saul and Clarabelle Simkin Center, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Sid Halpern. Sid joined the board of the Sharon Home in 1991 and served as president from 1995 to 1999. During that time, he created the dream, vision, and implementation plan for the new Simkin Center. With the help of many others, he secured government support at a time when there was a moratorium on new construction. Since then, Sid has volunteered at Sharon Home and the Simkin Center in a variety of programs, including leading Yom Tov and Shabbat services, creating the High Holiday Choir, starting a weekly current events group with residents, regularly visiting with residents, and donating to the Mezuzah Project. He has done all of this out of love for the residents and the staff, whom he often describes as angels from heaven, and I concur. Treating those who built our community like parents and grandparents rather than just residents. Mazel Tov, and thank you so much, Sid. Mike Goldberg, Executive Director of Shalom Residences, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Carla Burbrayer. Carla helped establish a Shalom Residences home in 2015 where her son Micah lived. When he moved out, she worked with the Rady JCC and Shalom Residences leadership to secure a Jewish Foundation grant to start a drama and music club for adults with intellectual disabilities, which still runs today. Since 2009, Carla has produced annual fundraisers for the Shalom Residences Foundation, evolving into a donor appreciation evening. She also advocated during COVID pandemic for better services supporting adults and children with intellectual disabilities as they returned to day programs. Mazel Tov, Carla. Thank you. Jonathan Strauss, Chair of the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education, will present the 2025 Shem Tov Award to Jennifer Demmerman. Jennifer has been an active volunteer at Great Academy for well over 10 years, taking on leadership roles including elementary hot lunch coordinator, very important, and serving as president of the Parent Association for 5 years. She has also served as a board member on the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education since 2016 and sits on its governance committee, helping to support the future of Jewish education in Winnipeg. Jennifer and her husband Ian have 2 sons, Sam, who graduated from Grey Academy in 2023, and Jacob, currently a grade 11 student. They have raised their children with strong Jewish values and a commitment to community service, instilling the importance of giving back and staying connected to Jewish life. Mazel tov. I will now present the 2025 Shem Tov Award on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg to Carol Duboff. Carol has been a CJA canvasser since around 1980, a few years ago, starting with Super Sunday telethons at the old YMHA on Hargrave Avenue. She has volunteered extensively with the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg since 1997, including co-chairing Super Sunday 3 times and serving on the board and executive. Carol chaired the Community Planning Committee and co-led the 2022-23 Federation Strategic Plan. She also co-chaired Family Matters and cooking programs through Women's Philanthropy. 2022, Carol and her husband Neil presented the first annual Duboff Family Youth Award at this Kavod evening. She is a proud mother, wife, mother-in-law, and Baba. Thank you for all that you do. I would like to wish a Mazel Tov and Yasher Koach to all of our 2025 Shem Tov recipients. Please, let's give them all a big hand. I would now like to invite Federation's President and Chief Executive Officer, Jeff Lieberman, to the Bima to make a special presentation to Rabbi Yosef Ben-Arash, and after which he'll make the Magen David Award presentation.
Thank you, Paula. Good evening, everyone. What a wonderful event celebrating the outstanding volunteers in our Jewish community. Congratulations to all the award recipients. We are so fortunate that you do the great work that you do. Also congratulations to Paula Parks, the Federation Board Chair, who is also a volunteer. Not only is Paula a fantastic MC tonight, but she is an incredible leader, and I am so fortunate to be able to work with her. Thank you, Paula. I would also like to thank my colleague, Sarah Malley, for joining us in Winnipeg today and providing us with insights from Israel. Thank you so much for coming to Winnipeg from Israel. Not easy to get here, and certainly not easy to get home, but thank you so much for being with us tonight. I would also be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Mira and Martin Buchwald, who are my in-laws. Your lifelong commitment to Jewish Winnipeg is inspiring, and it has changed the lives of many people in our community. Plus, I'm hoping that you'll take me out for dinner this weekend to celebrate. Tonight, we take a moment to honor someone whose voice, teachings, and presence have left an indelible mark on our community, Rabbi Yosef Ben-Arash. After 9 years leading Adas Yeshurun Herzliya, Rabbi Ben-Rosh is preparing to return to Israel to be with his family, bringing this chapter of his journey full circle. While we are saddened by his departure, we are also filled with deep gratitude for the impact he has had here in Winnipeg. Rabbi Ben-Rosh's life has been shaped by Torah, education, and service. Since 2016, he has guided Herzliya with warmth and humility, revitalizing the shul, enriching Jewish life in our city, and making each person feel uplifted and seen. A scholar fluent in Hebrew, English, and Spanish, a proud Sephardic voice, a teacher, a connector, and a mensch in every sense of the word. Rabbi Ben-Rosh has led with authenticity and care, and he has earned the admiration and respect of all who have had the privilege to learn from him. On a more personal note, since the events of October 7, 2023, I've had the chance to get to know Rabbi Ben-Rosh in a deeper way. Amid these tremendously difficult times for our community and Jewish people everywhere, his presence and willingness to show up made a difference. Every time I asked if he could attend a vigil or lend his voice, the answer was always yes, unless, of course, he was traveling. Fittingly, the rabbi was actually supposed to fly back to Israel today, but his flight was canceled. Bad news for him, good news for us, because it means we have the chance to say thank you in person one more time. To honor his years of service, we are proud to present Rabbi Ben-Rosh with this special gift. Rabbi, maybe.
Synagogue.
Yes. This hand-painted token of appreciation created by the Federation's own Anton Yakovenko, who painted the synagogue in honor of Rabbi Ben-Rosh. It's a small gesture to reflect the immeasurable impact that he has had, and a reminder that he always has a home here in Winnipeg. Rabbi Ben-Rosh, we wish you nothing but joy, peace, and nachas in this next chapter. May the continuation of your journey in Israel be as meaningful as the one you've walked with us. Toda Rabbah and Lehitraot. And this is the artist, Tony, who works in our office.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
It is now my great privilege to present the Magen David Award, a unique honor that was created last year to recognize truly extraordinary contributions. It is awarded to a community member who has demonstrated exceptional dedication and leadership in supporting our Jewish community or Israel. It celebrates an individual who has gone above and beyond in their advocacy and service, making a significant impact over the past year or years. This award may not be given annually, as it will be reserved for those instances when the dedication and leadership of a community member or members have made an exceptional impact. The creation of this award was inspired by the many volunteers who stepped up in the wake of the tragic events of October 7th, dedicating countless hours and immense effort to support both our community here in Winnipeg, and our unbreakable connection to Israel. This evening, we are proud to recognize Danita and Michelle Aziza, partners in life and service who together have made a lasting and meaningful impact on our community. Since moving to Winnipeg in 2002, Danita and Michelle have brought with them a deep sense of purpose, a love for Jewish life, and a belief in the power of community to uplift and transform. Each in their own way, and often together, they have shown what it means to step up, to lead, and to care. Danita's dedication has been felt across many corners of our community. Whether through her leadership roles at Jewish Child and Family Service, Gray Academy, or at Federation, she has brought the thoughtful strategy, compassion, and a willingness to roll up her sleeves. Her work in outreach, advocacy, and poverty reduction reflects her core belief that no one should be left behind. Michelle's commitment to justice and dignity has guided his work both within and beyond the Jewish community. A proud Zionist and active board member of Herzliya Synagogue and JCFS, Michelle is perhaps best known for his unwavering work on behalf of the Yazidi people through Operation Ezra. His efforts to welcome and support Yazidi refugees into our community are a profound expression of Jewish values in action. Together, Danita and Michelle are a force for good. They don't seek the spotlight, but their impact speaks volumes. They lead with heart, they stand for justice, and they have helped shape a Jewish Winnipeg that is more inclusive, more compassionate, and more connected to Israel and the broader world. These qualities embody the spirit of the Magen David Award. Danita, Michelle, your work continues to inspire us, and it is an honor to recognize you tonight as this year's recipients of this very special award. Mazel tov, and thank you for your incredible contributions.
Mazel tov and kol kavod, Danita and Michelle, and Rabbi Ben Arash. Thank you. We will now move on to the major awards, beginning with the Larry Herdig Jewish Communal Professional Award. Larry Herdig of blessed memory was an exceptional individual whose career in the Jewish community was legendary. His impact as a role model and lay leader for Jewish professionals in Winnipeg was profound. Jack Herdig, Larry's son, will present the award to 2025's Outstanding Community Professional, Daniel Spritz.
Thanks, Paula. Good evening, everyone. To honor my father's memory, we established the Larry Herdig Jewish Communal Professional Award. We wanted to recognize an outstanding professional working in our Jewish community. Other than serving for a minimum of 5 years, nominees must have demonstrated vision, leadership, and professionalism, and serve as role models themselves. In addition to my father's extensive work within organizations with the broader community, he worked tirelessly for many of the organizations within our Jewish community. He was passionate about his work and proud of our community and its many accomplishments. When we speak about our Jewish community, many of us use the term touch points. Familiar examples of touch points can be phone calls, letters, emails, texts, and social media posts. We are all senders and receivers. However, in our Jewish community, touch points are commonly characterized as physical interactions with people from all stages of life. Whether you were a student at one of our Jewish day schools, a member of our gym, a participant or attendee at one of our fundraisers, a visitor of a heritage exhibit, a participant in our programs for special needs, a member or a visitor to one of our synagogues, or whether you are enjoying the words of a speaker while relishing the warmth of a kosher meal, or visiting a loved one in the care of a nursing home, or receiving expert advice to better support vulnerable people in our community. Whether you know it or not, you are a sender or a receiver of a meaningful touch point. And if you were ever a camper at one of our Jewish camps, as I was, you too have likely been affected by a very meaningful and perhaps even life-changing touch point. It is an absolute honor to introduce someone who started early as a young camper, whose compassion and unwavering energy for the past 15 years have truly transformed the lives of countless kids from Winnipeg and around the world as the Executive Director of Camp Masad, Daniel Sprints. Daniel has been a passionate and dedicated leader in our community for over 2 decades. Since 2010, he has served as Executive Director of Camp Masad, Manitoba's only Hebrew immersion summer camp, where he has revitalized programming, strengthened community partnerships, and prioritized accessibility for families from all backgrounds. Daniel's journey began at the age of 8 as a camper at Camp Masad. He later became a staff member and assistant director. He went on to serve as regional director for BBYO, then as director of JSA Hillel, where he supported Jewish student life and leadership. Daniel later became the program director of Congregation Emmanuel in Victoria, BC, Canada's oldest operating synagogue, where he oversaw membership engagement, fundraising, and community programming. Daniel currently serves on the board of the Jewish National Fund, volunteers for the Combined Jewish Appeal, and has served on the leadership committee of YAD, the marketing committee for the Sunshine Fund, and the board of the Manitoba Camping Association. Daniel established the Frintz Family Fund at the Jewish Foundation to support children in financial need so they can attend Jewish summer camp. Daniel is a past recipient of the Max Nathanson Young Leadership Award and a proud signer of the Jewish Foundation's Endowment Book of Life. He is married to Rebecca, and together they are raising 2 children, Sage and Cole. Like my father, Larry, Daniel's work reflects a lifelong belief that immersive Jewish experiences build identity, resilience, and an enduring community. Whether it's leading by example, offering a listening ear, or creating an unforgettable memories around the campfire, Daniel has a way of always making every child feel seen, heard, and valued, while providing each one with life's tools that will help them create future meaningful touch points in our community. Please join me in welcoming a true role model and a pillar of our camp community, Daniel Sprints.
Just before I get started, because this is a Jewish Community Professional Award, I would like to invite all the Jewish community professionals in the room to please stand so we can give you your just dues for all the work you've done this year. So all the Jewish professionals, can you please stand in the room? Thank you very much. You are the ones who make our community rotate. Thank you so much. I stand before you today deeply humbled and honored to receive the Larry Hertig Jewish Community Professional Award. I want to thank the Hertig family for each one of you giving me a call when I was to receive the award and telling me personally, it meant the world to me to hear from you, and to be able to hopefully one day live up to all the things that Larry did in the world. It is a testament to the vibrant Jewish community that has nurtured and supported me throughout my journey. I kind of reflected on my path starting when I was at Talmud Torah Isle Parrott School all the way to today, and I realized that I'm a product of this incredible community. A community that has embraced me from my earliest days, fostering my growth and igniting passion for Jewish identity, Zionism, and culture. I was raised in an environment where traditions were celebrated, values were instilled, and the spirit of togetherness thrived. It is within this nurturing space that I learned the importance of connection, compassion, and commitment to our people. However, we must remember that our community's strength is not just in our celebrations, but is also in our resilience. Anti-Semitism continues to rear its ugly head, challenging us and our values. It is our responsibility to confront hatred and division, standing united as one, advocating for understanding and respect. Each of us plays a vital role in this fight. Together we can create a future where children and grandchildren can thrive without fear, embracing their Jewish identities. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate the Jewish community's achievements and honor those who have contributed to our community, let us commit to the future. Let us inspire the next generation of Jewish professionals to carry the torch, to fight against anti-Semitism, and to foster connections, both within our community and with our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael. In closing, I'd like to say, Heydad Masad and Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you.
You did already. We're good. Kol Kavod, Daniel. The Duboff Family Youth Award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated outstanding service and leadership in support of the activities of the Jewish community and who shows potential for future leadership between the ages of 16 and 24. I would like to invite Neil and Carol Duboff to present the Duboff Family Youth Award to Zara Slutchuk.
It's an honor tonight to present the Duboff Youth Award. This award is all about recognizing the passion, service, and leadership of young people in our community, those who are not only shaping the future, but actively building it right now. Youth engagement isn't just important, it's essential. When we empower young leaders, we secure the strength and vitality of our Jewish community for generations to come. And tonight, we celebrate one of those bright leaders, Zara Slutchuk. Zara is the very embodiment of what this award stands for. From an early age, she's given back to the community that has meant so much to her, teaching Israeli dance as a child, later performing with a Chai folk ensemble, and always finding meaningful ways to stay connected to her roots. At Gray Academy, Zara stood out not just as a student, but as a leader. She's been on student council since grade 7, taking on a variety of roles, including vice president. Most recently, she organized Raoul Wallenberg Day, created educational workshops about the Holocaust and humanitarianism, and bringing in a peace journalist to inspire the entire school.
Outside the classroom, Zara continues to lead. She started a lunchtime dance club for first graders, volunteers as a student ambassador, and plays an active role in BBYO and the Jewish Federation's TAP program. She's even been a CJA donor and volunteer, personally calling donors to thank them at just 13 years old. Zara's commitment to Israel advocacy and Holocaust education has taken her even further through the Stand With Us Lebenthal internship, where she's created peer education programs, and this year is a participant of the March of the Living. But her impact reaches beyond the Jewish community. Zara has volunteered on political campaigns, supported children with autism at summer camp, and fundraised for causes like the Malala Fund, Challenge for Life, and Run Your Lungs Out. She also supports junior debaters, volunteering as a judge and mentor. Zara, your energy, empathy, and dedication to both Jewish life and to Kunalam, repairing the world, are deeply inspiring. You are exactly the kind of leader this award was created to honor. On behalf of the Duboff family, the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, and everyone whose lives you have touched, Mazel Tov on receiving the Duboff Youth Award. We look forward to hearing about your next accomplishments.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start off by thanking the Jewish Federation and the Duboff family for giving me the honor of being this year's recipient of the Duboff Family Youth Award. I accept this award with profound gratitude and a deep appreciation for all that it represents. I also want to extend my love and admiration to my family, who have always been by my side and enabled me to have the opportunities and experiences that were necessary for me to be able to reach this milestone today. It is truly inspiring to stand here today and speak about something that makes our community so remarkable, which is our shared commitment to giving young people the chance to lead, to grow, and to shape the world around them. When we give young people the space to lead, we see incredible things happen. We see creativity spark change, which is our shared commitment to giving young people the chance to lead. When we give young people the space to lead, we see incredible things happen. We see creativity spark change. We see courage in the face of challenges. We see collaboration that bridges generations and brings us closer together. And perhaps most importantly, we see hope. Hope that our future will be shaped by those who care deeply, who dream boldly, and who act with integrity. Throughout my life, I have had the privilege of being a part of many Jewish organizations driven by the passion and dedication of young people to create meaningful change and proudly represent their community. With that privilege, I've also witnessed how the adults in our community are eager to let young people shine, empowering them to one day take on those same roles of offering guidance and creating opportunities for the next generation. Grey Academy played a vital role in shaping both the person I am today and the person I aspire to become. Without the incredible teachers I was privileged to learn from and work with during my 14 years at Grey, the values I hold dear, kindness, passion, respect, hard work, and a deep sense of pride in my Jewish identity, would not have flourished as they have. They fostered an environment where taking risks and trying new things were celebrated, and where failure was never seen as a setback, but as an invitation to learn, grow, and keep striving forward. My confidence and passion, which has given me the ability to work in so many different areas with people of all backgrounds, is a testament to my time at Grey. These values have extended beyond the classroom, giving me the courage to serve in many different ways. As a Stand With Us intern, I was able to connect with teens from around the world and engage in meaningful conversations about how we can help unpack the complex dialogue surrounding Israel and anti-Semitism today on campuses. As a dancer with the Sarah Summer Chai Folk Ensemble, I've had the privilege of working alongside not only remarkable performers, but remarkable people, many of whom did not grow up in our community, yet choose to dedicate their time and passion to an organization that uses its artistry to educate and share the beauty of Israeli dance, music, and culture. I've just returned from BB Camp, where I witnessed firsthand how deeply young people in our community care about its future and the state of the world. The staff at camp are the very definition of mensches. Living on an island with a group of young people might seem like a challenging task, but the people out there do it with grace, dedication, and a shared love for the power of Jewish camp. Together with a group of staff, I joined a committee focused on enhancing the Jewish programming at camp, an experience that has been one of the most meaningful of my life. Having the opportunity to help shape the future of camp for generations to come is a truly special opportunity, and the gravity of that privilege is not lost on me. I want to end by speaking about the March of the Living, a profound journey that acted as a turning point in my development as a human being. This experience strengthened my love, pride, and commitment to Israel and the Jewish community more than I ever thought possible. It also enhanced my drive to help marginalized individuals within our society who are receiving the same hate, bigotry, and injustice that the Jewish people have dealt with since before the Holocaust. The chance to see what was, what could have been, and what remains for the Jewish community and pay my respects at the very place where over 6 million Jews perished at the hands of the Nazi was indescribable. During my time in Poland, the Holocaust survivor who was traveling with the coast-to-coast delegation shockingly passed away during the question and answer period of his testimony. Alex Buckman, a blessed memory, was the embodiment of a mensch. His final words to us were, "My religion is kindness." And those words have stuck with me since that day. Not a day goes by that I do not think about my March of the Living journey. Alex's words are a testament to what I feel is a crucial aspect in changing the hatred we are seeing in the world today. The unprecedented and heinous atrocities occurring around the globe make it easy to lose sight of what is truly important. Kindness, dialogue, empathy, courage, and respect have the power to change our world, and I truly believe that it is often the young people in our society who bravely use their words to enact change that remind us of this. Thank you again to the Dubois family and the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg for creating a platform that celebrates youth and the incredible things they are capable of. Without the organizations I mentioned and the adults who created experiences in which youth could thrive, I would have never been able to work alongside my peers and other youth who inspire me every day. Thank you.
Kola Kavod, Sarah, and to be young again and to have that much energy and that many things on the go, amazing, just amazing. The Young Leadership Awards were established to recognize outstanding individuals between the ages of 25 and 45 for their dedication and achievements in the Jewish community, performance in the general community, and potential for providing future leadership in our community. These recipients demonstrate an extraordinary degree of service and commitment. Our Young Leadership Award winners will receive a beautifully etched glass sculpture and a subsidy towards participation in one of North America's premier leadership experiences, the annual General Assembly of the Jewish Federations of North America. The Harry Silverberg Young Leadership of Distinction Award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated outstanding service and leadership in support of the activities of the Federation or who shows potential for future leadership. I would invite Mitch Cosman to present this year's award to Jordana Etkin.
Good evening. My wife, Marcia's grandfather, Harry Silverberg, loved and valued this community. He devoted his life towards its future. In that spirit, our family created the Harry Silverberg Young Leader of Distinction Award. This award recognizes outstanding service and leadership in our community and the hope of even more to come. It's an honor to be here tonight to present the Harry Silverberg Young Leader of Distinction Award to Jordana Etkin. Jordana has been a fixture in the BBYO community for over 13 years, serving as an advisor at both the regional and international levels. She's been a steady hand guiding countless teens through the ups and downs of leadership, planning, problem solving, and life. She's been behind the scenes of almost 40 conventions right here in Winnipeg. Jordana also plays a key role at BBYO's international conventions, managing cross-country travel and overseeing programming for entire weekends. Jordana spends her Tuesday nights winding down, supervising the AZA Floor Hockey League, teaching teens lessons in teamwork, sportsmanship, and what it means to show up for one another. Jordana's commitment doesn't stop at BBYO. She has been a consistent volunteer with B'nai B'rith Canada Goldeyes afternoon program and always says yes when there's an opportunity to help. Jordana is also an educator, teacher in the Winnipeg School Division, where she coaches school teams, runs lunch hour clubs, and goes the extra mile to build meaningful connections with her students. What's clear in everything Jordana does is her belief in the power of young people and her determination to help them into leadership roles with confidence, compassion, and purpose. In doing so, Jordana is shaping the future of our community in ways that will be felt for years to come. Jordana, on behalf of my family, it's a pleasure to recognize you as this year's Shaarey Silverberg Young Leader Distinction. Thank you for everything you do, and Mazel Tov on this well-deserved honor.
Let's give you the award.
I'm so nervous about that. It's very delicate. Okay, good evening. Tonight, I'm honored to receive the Shaarey Silverberg Young Leader of Distinction Award. Like many of my mentors in the Hebrew Bilingual School program at Centennial School, Biachet School of Dance, BB Camp, and the community at large, serving our community for the past 28 years has been incredibly meaningful and rewarding. Thank you to the Jewish Federation and the Silverberg family for this incredible honor. Thank you for acknowledging my commitment to the many organizations I've had the opportunity to support and the countless young people I've had the chance to meet and mentor over the years. It is my sincere privilege to watch all of the young people I've been in contact with grow from young teens into very successful leaders, mostly within our community. I am truly grateful, appreciative, and humbled by this generous recognition. Thank you.
Mazel Tov and congratulations, Jordana. The Max Nathanson Young Leadership Award is presented to an individual volunteer who has demonstrated outstanding service and leadership in support of the activities of Federation, and who is between the ages of 25 and 45. I would now like to invite Janice Nathanson, who has traveled here, thank you so much, to please present the 2025 award to Aaron Grusko.
Jordana, I loved BBYO. It was 45 years ago, but best time ever. My grandfather, Max, came to Winnipeg from Russia as a child. That's the good part. The unfathomable part of the story is that he came to Ellis Island alone. He was 11. He was turned back to Russia because he had an eye infection. And then he was sent again, alone. My grandfather knew what it was to be a hated Jew. His parents understood that any hope, no matter the danger, was better than the anti-Semitism they were living. Max made a success of his life. He married, had 3 children, and turned their home into a center of Jewish culture. He brought the great Yiddish writers and actors and artists to stay. His kids went to Parrott School, and Max became a leader of Winnipeg's Jewish community. In fact, he was the first chair of UJA's campaign, and he passed it on. My father, Monty, became the youngest chair of UJA's campaign at the age of 28. My dad went on to lead the community as its president. He remained devoted to Winnipeg, to the Winnipeg community, the rest of his life. When my grandfather died, my father established the Max Nathanson Young Leadership Award in his honor because he grew up learning something vital. If we're going to survive and thrive, we need a strong, robust Jewish community. We need schools and scholarships and services. We need a voice. We need Israel. We need effective leadership, and it has to start young. My grandfather and my father would be horrified to see today's world. The Jewish schools being shot up, the Jewish businesses being vandalized, the obscenities being shouted at us. The hatred is back, and it's loud. But they would be relieved to know that people like Aaron are at the helm. Aaron's track record of Jewish leadership is long. He grew up at Grey Academy. He was the operations director at BB Camp. He served on the board of Jewish Child and Family Service. He's guided Federation's finance and governance initiatives. He reestablished the Vaad HaKashrut's board. He's enhanced community security. And Aaron gives back to the broader community. A tax partner at Fillmore Riley, Aaron was the recipient of the Manitoba Bar Association's Community Involvement Award and was recently honored with the Lexpert Rising Star Award. Like my grandfather and my father and their children and great-grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and there are many now, the legacy continues. Aaron and his wife, Emily, sent 4-year-old Jackson to junior kindergarten at Grey Academy. I imagine their baby twins, Harlow and Sterling, will do the same. Aaron, thank you for what you do. I only wish Max and Monty were here to meet you and congratulate you.
Thank you very much for the very kind words and for flying in to be here with us today. I'm very honored to receive this award, and it's been an honor to serve on the executive of the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg. I'm thankful for the wonderful lay leaders and professional staff they get to work with on an almost daily basis, including but certainly not limited to Jeff, Shannon, Carmel, Paula. I've witnessed firsthand, particularly over the last 18 months or so, the countless and often thankless hours that our community's lay leadership and staff put into making our community thrive. It's truly remarkable. We often say at Federation, and we heard today from Sarah, that Winnipeg punches far above its weight, and it's because of these leaders and staff and the extreme generosity of our community that we're able to do so. I'm grateful to be part of Winnipeg's Jewish community. I've personally benefited from the kindness and compassion that we show to one another. I'd like to thank my family, particularly my parents, Shane and Joanne Gresco, my brother, my in-laws, for stepping up and helping especially care for our 3 children when I'm off at another community meeting or event or evening commitment. On that note, while he's not here, I'd like to extend a big thanks to my oldest child, Jackson, who has reluctantly agreed to let me miss dinners and bedtime so I can attend, as my wife Emily calls them, mensch meetings. Lastly, but most importantly, I'd like to thank my wife Emily, with whom I share this award. Without Emily's support, I could never act as a lay leader in our community, and without her encouragement, I probably wouldn't. Thank you again. This is a great honor.
Congratulations and mazel tov, Aaron. And Aaron, and together with Shannon, explained financial statements so well at our meetings. I'm indebted to you. It's wonderful. Thank you. In 1995, we established awards to honor exceptional community leaders whose service over the course of many years have bettered the community and provided a model of excellence and achievement. The Max and Molly Shore Memorial Award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated commitment to the principles and goals of the Federation and has distinguished themselves through long-term leadership and dedication to combined Jewish appeal. The award, an original design, is of a glass tzedakah box. The recipient of the 2025 Shore Award is Neil Duboff. The presenters of the Max and Molly Shore Award are Charles and his daughter Daphne.
Good evening. It's a privilege to present the Max and Molly Shore Memorial Award tonight, an award that celebrates long-standing leadership, deep commitment to our community, and dedication to the combined Jewish appeal. There's no question that Neil Duboff exemplifies all of that and so much more. Neil is someone whose leadership style is defined by quiet consistency, thoughtful decision-making, and an incredible amount of heart. As many of you know, Neil has given his time and talent to an extraordinary range of causes, not just in the Jewish community, but across the city. However, it's his impact on our community that we want to highlight tonight. Neil served as president of the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, helping to shape the organization's direction and build a stronger, more resilient community. He's been a campaign leader, a canvasser, a board chair, and a mentor to many. He chaired Zedek's Le Door Vador capital campaign, which speaks not just to his leadership, but to his deep belief in the continuance of the Jewish life and values to future generations. And we're all sitting in what he chaired, and we're thankful, Neil, very much, and very lucky. He's also led with generosity of time, of resources, and of spirit, whether as president of Jewish Child and Family Service or in his support of Federation's work throughout the CJA campaign. Neil has always shown up when it counts with a clear voice and an open hand. And while his volunteer commitments are too numerous to list, they all stem from the same values, the betterment of his community and the world around him. On behalf of the Shore family, and with deep gratitude, it's my honor to present you with the Max and Molly Shore Memorial Award. Mazel tov and thank you. Never mind the sharing home and everything else that you did.
Thank you, Charles. I'm fortunate to be able to call you a friend. And I'm sure most people would share that view, you as a friend. Your Honor, it's a pleasure to see you here today. Minister Morose, Carla, Rabbi, friends, family. To say that I'm humbled to be here today would be truly an understatement. I'm deeply grateful to be standing here receiving this honor from a community that has given me so much. You know that you're truly blessed when the people you admire so much believe you're worthy of recognition. To me, it's a tremendous privilege to have my name connected to Max and Molly Shore, two remarkable people whose legacy continues to shape and uplift our community. Their lives were defined by quiet strength, enduring wisdom, heartfelt generosity, and deep compassion. If I can carry forward even a fraction of what they stood for, then if that can reflect in my character and in the character of their children and in the character of their grandchildren, I've accomplished something important and meaningful. Tonight, as I accept this honor, I do so with humility and with immense gratitude, not just for what it represents, but for who it represents, the Jewish community of Winnipeg. The warmth that we share together, the spirit that uplifts us, the generosity that defines us, and our steadfast commitment to this community, these are the lifeblood of our Jewish community. These are the heartbeat of who we are. It's written in Psalm 133, "Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together in unity." If community is the backbone of the Jewish people, then resilience, compassion, and caring are the steady beating heart of this remarkable Winnipeg Jewish community. Each act of kindness, every moment of generosity, every hand that's reached out for support and in support, they are quiet miracles that have built this community day by day, generation by generation, l'dor v'dor. Tonight I accept this recognition with deep gratitude, but I do so knowing that it reflects something far greater than one person, far greater than me. It's a reflection on all those who show up, all the award winners tonight and in previous years, who day after day show up to build, to nurture, and to protect the heart of our community, in our synagogues, in our schools, in our organizations, and most importantly, at the dinner table. It shines on the volunteers, each of you as volunteers, who step forward quietly, reliably, often without even being asked. It shines on the teachers who do more than educate. They shape minds, character, and conscience. It shines on the parents who weave Jewish life into everyday moments, who pass down our stories, our traditions, our values with love and care, and it shines on the youth. It shines on the teenagers, those who've already started to rise, already leading, and already learning how to lift others so that they can climb. Today we are all threads in a living, breathing story, a story across generations with the strength of those who came before and those who will come after us. It's a story stitched together by shared values of kindness, justice, humility, courage, and above all, an unwavering belief that what we do in this world matters. But however, tonight, as we gather in celebration and honor of the honorees, I cannot speak of that honor or gratitude without acknowledging the pain, the fear, and the heavy burden that so many of us are carrying in our hearts. We are living through an incredibly challenging time. Anti-Semitism, as we've heard tonight, is rising loudly, shamelessly, in our cities, on our campuses, online, and even in places that we once trusted to be safe. It's heartbreaking and enraging to witness how quickly the world forgets, how easily hatred can resurface when we let our guards down. To be Jewish in this moment is to carry both deep grief and fierce resolve. Grief for those we lost on October 7th, grief for the Israeli soldiers and their families who fight and sacrifice for the life of Israel, for our lives. Grief for those who live in fear, whose voices are silenced, whose dignity is challenged, whose truths are denied. And grief for the hostages, innocent souls whose names we lift in prayer, whose names we will not forget. Each day that passes is another day stolen from them, stolen from their families. And we will not stop calling for their safe return. And as we speak of Israel and of its resilience and its right to exist in peace and security, we must also speak of its responsibility and of its burden. Israel isn't just defending its borders. It's standing on the front lines of a global struggle against terror, extremism, and the very real threat of a nuclear-armed Iran. As we've heard tonight, a nuclear Iran is not only a danger to Israel, it's a threat to the entire world. Earlier today, Germany's Chancellor Merz said, Israel's just doing the dirty work for the rest of us. Israel's actions to prevent that outcome are not only justified, they're essential. Israel is doing what responsible nations must sometimes do. Make hard decisions to protect innocent lives, to safeguard the future, and to ensure that those who seek destruction through hatred and weaponry will not succeed. These are not acts of aggression. They're acts of necessity, driven not by vengeance, but driven by vigilance, not by hatred, but by an unshakable commitment to life. In standing firm against the nuclear Iran, Israel is not only defending its own people, it is defending the very principles of global peace and security. In moments like this, I'm reminded of the words from Pirkei Avot, "You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from it." We may not be able to repair all the brokenness we see around us, but it is our sacred duty to keep trying with courage, with compassion, and with unwavering hope, which is why we mourn for innocent lives, lost civilians, families, children caught in the crossfire of conflicts they did not choose, violence that is tearing apart homes, which wounds the soul of humanity. Those must be mourned. We know it is not weakness to grieve for all human life. It is in fact the deepest expression of our Jewish values. We are taught to see the divine image in every person. To be Jewish is to honor life, every life, and to never allow hatred to harden our hearts. But let us be clear. Compassion should not be confused with being unsympathetic. Compassion is not mere non-caring. Our empathy must never cloud our moral clarity. We must weep for the innocent and still stand firm against terror, threats, and injustice. We can pray for peace while demanding justice. We can mourn for every innocent life lost while rejecting any false equivalence between those who target civilians and those who defend them. We are called to speak truth with courage, with compassion, and with unshakable resolve. And we must continue to speak again and again until the world hears us. At the same time, we are witnessing broader threats that go beyond just one community. Democracy itself is under threat. In many corners of the world, the erosion of truth, the normalization of hate, the diminishing of civil rights, these are not abstractions. These are warning signs. History has shown us that when democracy values are discarded, and we all know too well that when democracy falters, the Jewish people are never far from harm. In Ukraine, we're seeing unimaginable suffering. Cities destroyed, families displaced, lives extinguished, and still, amid all the destruction, the Ukrainian people, including a resilient Jewish community, stand with courage and hope. They are reminding us here in Canada that freedom is not something that we can take for granted. It must be protected. It must be fought for. It must be earned day after day by people willing to stand up and speak. And so, I can't really be here tonight talking about honor without talking about responsibility. We are all the heirs to a tradition that commands us not to turn away, not to look the other way, not to hide behind comfort or safety or silence. Elie Wiesel said, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And we know that to be true. We don't have the luxury of indifference, not now, not ever. Our tradition doesn't allow it. Our history doesn't allow it. Our conscience doesn't allow it. We've all been given the extraordinary gift of Jewish thought, a tradition that teaches us to pursue justice, to protect the vulnerable, to seek peace, and to never lose hope, even in the darkest of times. We've been given a gift of Israel as our homeland, as a symbol of resilience, of survival and promise, a place that holds the memories of our ancestors and the dreams of our children. We stand with Israel not because we're blind to its flaws and its what it's doing wrong, but because we are bound to its future, because we understand that the survival of the Jewish people is tied to the strength and the safety of the Jewish state. Israel is the guardian of our shared past and the protector of our collective future. It exists so that our children and theirs can live openly, proudly, and safely as Jews. And that brings me to the most important topic, family. Our children, our grandchildren, my sons, my daughter, and my grandchildren. You are our hearts. You are my heart. Everything I do, everything we do as volunteers, every long day, every moment of service, every word we speak is done with our children in mind. You are my reason for hope. You are my reason I believe this world will be better. When I look at my children here, I don't just see the future of my family, I see the future of the Jewish people. I see resilience, I see wisdom, I see integrity, and I see the possibility of a world led by compassion rather than cruelty, by light rather than shadow. To Carol, my beloved wife, Shem Tov winner tonight, my partner in all things, thank you for your love, for your strength, for your endless patience, and for your unwavering belief in me. You are my anchor, you are my balance, you are my home. To my mentors in the room, to my colleagues, to my many friends, thank you. Thank you for your guidance, for your challenges, for your support. I'm really here tonight because of you. And to the next generation of Jewish leaders, the youth we've celebrated tonight, those who are just beginning the journey, lead with courage, each of you. Speak with kindness. Walk with humility and never forget where you and our community came from. You are the keepers of our stories. You are the protectors of our people. You are the ones we're waiting for. So tonight I accept this honor not as a personal achievement, but on a reflection on all that we've built together. I accept this award on behalf of the parents raising strong Jewish kids, to the teens organizing rallies, the volunteers packing food and checking in on elders, to the members of our community who wake up every day and choose to do the right thing, not for recognition, but because it matters, because of our Jewish community matters. So let us go forward with purpose, with pride, with passion, l'chaim, to life, to legacy, to doing good together. May we continue from strength to strength. Am Yisrael Chai.
Mazel Tov, Neil. The Saul Caney Distinguished Community Service Medal is synonymous with philanthropy, leadership, and vision, and is awarded for outstanding dedicated leadership and service to the Jewish community locally, nationally, and internationally over the course of many years. It is the highest honor that our community bestows upon an individual, as the recipient's activities reflect positively on the entire community. The Caney Medal, engraved with the name of the winner, is mounted on an original sculpture of sand-carved glass that was designed specifically for this occasion. The 2025 recipient is Murray Paley, and I'm pleased to call upon Jonathan Croft, who received this same award in 2016, to present the Caney Distinguished Community Service Medal to Murray.
Thank you. Great introduction. Well, Paul's already announced who's getting the award. It kind of takes the thunder from me. This is an incredible honor both to represent Saul Caney and also to present an award to Murray Paley. You'll understand that Murray he's an outstanding leader, but he tends to be quiet and he likes to lead in a very relaxed and backroom kind of way. So these kinds of events, I think, make him a little uncomfortable. No, you got to stay. But I need to apologize to Murray because I knew that about Murray because he and I have known each other for a long time. And he's the kind of guy that you only get to know some of his fantastic achievements, but by talking and talking and talking. For example, many of you probably don't know that he's a guitar master and has been studying notwithstanding all of his community activities. And I was afraid, actually, if he thought he was just going to be praised for all of his leadership activities, that he wouldn't come. So I made a little fib, and I told him he was getting a Grammy. So if his speech isn't quite on point, it's not his fault. Murray's contributions to the Jewish community span decades and touch almost every corner of our Jewish communal life. He's been a financial enabler for the rich spectrum of programs our community offers, both to those in need and to all of us who want to connect to our community experience. For over 20 years, Murray has been a dedicated canvasser for the Jewish Federation. He was co-chair of the Top Donors Division of the Combined Jewish Appeal, and he's been a generous contributor himself to the annual campaign and a marvelous supporter for the Jewish Foundation, which is our legacy. Murray, and now I'm going back a bit, but was one of the founding members of Grow Winnipeg, which is our flagship immigration initiative that we started, I believe it's the 25th anniversary, and it has changed our community for the better and brought so many more friends and supporters and members to this community. And Murray's fingerprints are all over that. Murray's contributions to the Jewish community extend well beyond the city. He's been involved in JNF, and he's had an incredible volunteer career with the Canadian Friends of the Hebrew University. And the award of the Saul Caney Medal to Murray is particularly apt because of Murray's international participation as a Jewish leader, because that was what Saul Caney was as well. His contribution went internationally, as did Murray's. He's had a 40-year relationship with the Canadian Friends of the Hebrew University. He was president of the Winnipeg chapter, and he made history by becoming the first person west of Toronto to serve as the national chair of that organization. And in 2019, Murray was named an honorary fellow of the Hebrew University. The leadership, not only on the city level, but on the national and the international stage, reflects Murray's deep connection to Israel and Jewish education. And his leadership has helped to bring people together both across geography, but also across generations. And of course, we're focusing on the contribution to the local and international Jewish community, but Murray's leadership extends well beyond the Jewish community. He's been a contributor and supporter to the United Way, significant donor to the Canadian Museum of Human Rights, and he also serves as chair and president of something that I would have never really known about, except he explained it to me, the Gift Pack Foundation, which continues to find creative ways to empower philanthropy so that all of us can leave a lasting impact. Professionally, Murray's journey has been as impressive as his volunteer work. After 15 years of practicing law in tax and corporate law and securities law, he got smart and he pivoted to finance. He's co-founded Quadrant Asset Management, and he remains the executive chair and portfolio manager there. And I'm not going to even try to go through all of the corporate and charitable boards that Murray's been involved in because I know there's a reception. I do, though, have to say, because it's true, that none of this would have been possible for Murray without the love and support of his wife, Ivy Kopstein, who was herself a past recipient of the Max Nathanson Young Leadership Award, and also their sons, their sons Leo and Max, who are both involved in the Jewish community, and particularly Leo, who has contributed to the Jewish community, not in the way you expect from an evening like this, but he has just had a child, so Murray is a grandfather. Murray himself is no stranger to this podium. He won the Harry Silverberg Young Leadership Award back in 1999, and about 5 years ago he won the Max and Molly Shore Award as well. As Paula mentioned, the Saul Caney Medal is reserved for those who help sustain and strengthen the very heart of Jewish life, and that's just what Murray has done. His leadership has reflected the values of our community, and indeed, it has shaped them. Murray, you lead quietly yet powerfully with a deep sense of responsibility and a conviction that giving back is integral to what it means to be Jewish. And it is with gratitude for all that you've done that it is my honor to present you with the Saul Caney Distinguished Community Service Medal, which doesn't mean you're off the hook for more work, as you know.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for the kind words, Jonathan, and taking most of my speech. But I want to personally congratulate all the very deserving honorees on their awards. It is really great to see the diversity of people and just the strength of the community. I will try to be brief because I know I'm the only thing keeping you from the reception or heading home. I was going to say to watch the final minutes of the hockey game. Unless it's overtime, it's done. But I stand before you tonight deeply honored, and I must say, more than a little humbled to receive the Saul Caney Distinguished Community Service Medal. To be associated with the legacy of Saul Caney, a man whose vision, leadership, and steadfast commitment helped shape not only Winnipeg, but Jewish life in Canada and beyond. It's a privilege I never imagined. I met Saul on a number of occasions and got to witness firsthand why he was so highly admired and why he is a very difficult, if not impossible, act to follow, but I will try. I'm grateful for the opportunity and ability to serve our community and work with the countless dedicated volunteers, most of whom do not get the recognition they deserve. My volunteer activities have allowed me to form lifelong friendships throughout the world, meet interesting people, and while supporting causes important to me. But it takes a village to support a volunteer. I could have not devoted substantial time and energy to serve on the many campaigns, boards, charities without great people behind the scenes. In terms of sharing values and giving back to the community, I must thank my wife, Ivy Kopstein, for the tremendous unwavering support over the years and commend Ivy on her many volunteer activities. I hope I have reciprocated the support to her. And of course, as you heard, the icing on the cake for myself and Ivy is the fact that our sons and their partners, Leo and Ashley Palais, and Max Palais and Bryn Froelich, are each active in many different charities and support the Winnipeg community in their own way. As newly minted grandparents, we will encourage and teach our baby granddaughter, Margot, and her future siblings and cousins, the importance of giving back. I also want to thank my business colleagues, including Mike Susser and our team at Quadrant Private Wealth, who during the many charity meetings I attended and my many jaunts to Israel and across Canada and the US, so ably filled in for me and held down the fort. There's no time in my brief remarks tonight to present the highlights of the many charities I've been involved with, but I do want to single one out. My connection to the Hebrew University of Jerusalem is deeply personal and spans over 40 years. This year, 2025, marks the 100th anniversary of the opening of the university, established by the likes of Albert Einstein, Martin Buber, and others as the University of the Jewish People. This June, at the Board of Governors meeting, there was a most fabulous celebration planned for the 100th year. I would have attended and been in Israel as we now speak, but for the fact that Ivy and I were expecting our first grandchild, and I'm receiving this award tonight. However, many of my Hebrew University colleagues are in Israel now, including Gail Asper, Anita Wartzman, and Rami Kleiman. I hope and pray for them and all the people in Israel to stay safe and for Gail and Anita to return to Winnipeg soon. Finally, and as I said I would be brief, I accept this award not just as a recognition of the past, but as a call to the future. Community work is never finished. There are still young leaders to mentor, causes to support, and bridges to build. If this evening says anything, it's that each of us has the capacity to shape the future of Jewish life locally, nationally, and globally, and to continue to support the important work done through the Jewish Federation. Thank you again to the Federation for this honor. I will carry it with humility and with renewed dedication. Shalom, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Kol Kavod, Murray. Mazel tov to each and every one of the amazing honorees this evening. This concludes the formal portion of our program. I'd like to thank everybody for attending and for your patience and in celebrating our community's volunteers and leaders. You will see at the back many of Federation staff. They are wearing their name tags. If you'd like to give a wave, everyone, and Adam up here, and Jeff. Our Federation staff really has done an amazing job. This is not an easy evening to put together. There are many, many details, as you might understand. And so thank you so much to all of Federation staff for your work this evening. As mentioned earlier, the QR code for Giving Jewish, Giving Chai, I hope, is up on the screen again. If you hadn't had a chance yet to give, it's a perfect time to show your support. Every gift makes a difference. Thank you very much again. Please stay, nosh, have something, visit, and thanks again for your attendance this evening. Thank you. Good night.